There we go. All right. Thanks, you guys, for joining me today. My name is Jessie. I'm with Decker Truckline, and we are talking about trucking jobs here at Decker Truckline. So if you have questions, this is a Q&A. So if you've got questions, go ahead and pop into the chat. If you want to know about a specific area, which I'm assuming you do, if you want to know about a specific area, please include your zip code. And if you want to know how much you can expect per mile or what the weekly revenue is, whatever questions you have, the more specific you can get in offering me information is more, it gives me the chance to offer you more accurate information. Fair enough? Okay, excellent. So to get started, again, your zip code would help me to know where you're at, and I can tell you what we have available out of there. If you have a couple of years of experience, please put in there the number of years of experience that you do have. So again, we can be even more specific with that. So, okay, as we get started, before we jump into the Q&A, as we're waiting for those questions to come in, I do want to fill you in on some of the things that are happening here at Decker. It is, it's that time of season where everything's wrapping up. It's the fourth quarter. And speaking of fourth quarter, we do have our fourth quarter safety training. So if you have not completed that, please go do that. It's the fourth quarter, and it's more focused on injury prevention when it comes to strains, sprains, also slippery surfaces. I mean, there's a number of things, but those are the type of things that will be discussed during the quarterly safety training. Again, you have until the 31st, I believe, to get that done. And once that's completed, you're good to go. What we normally do for the safety training, if you're one of the first people, or if you complete that training within the first 24 hours of when it's released, your name goes into a drawing for a chance to win gift cards. So keep that in mind for the beginning of the year when first quarter training comes out yet again. But yes, you have until the 31st of October to go over the fourth quarter training, winter driving skills, strain sprains, combating road rage, ice cleats, things like that. By the way, if you need ice cleats, you can grab a pair from any of the terminals. You just have to sign it out like you do any of the other equipment that we provide here at Decker. So again, ice cleats are available to our professional drivers. You just need to sign them out at one of the terminals so that you can have access. Easy peasy, right? All right. Another congratulations to Decker Truckline. We've been nominated yet again for year number 3 in the 2024 Best Fleets to Drive For. So, Best Fleets to Drive For, we love the nominations. Thank you guys so much. You're nominated by your professional drivers. So, again, thank you. We work hard to take care of you, and it's pretty awesome that is being noticed. So, thanks. But there's also voting going on for the Reader's Choice at the Messenger. Fort Dodge, Iowa has the Fort Dodge Messenger, or Fort Dodge, Iowa newspaper, there we go, is the Messenger. And we're doing voting right now for the Reader's Choice. And Decker was nominated, so if you haven't already voted, go get your votes in. We love to see that. Thank you so much for all that you do. All right, awards and earnings and winnings and oh my, so much to do. We have officially kicked off our calendar contest. For the last several years, we have ran a calendar contest, a photo contest for the calendar. And if you want to be part of that, you just need to get your photos of the truck into marketing@deckermail.com. Marketing@deckermail.com. So a couple of things to keep in mind when it comes to the photo contest. No filters. Filters will pixelate the photos often, and then they make it hard to put on print. A print DPI, or the number of pixels within an inch, is 300. So here you can see an example of our calendar from this last year. If you haven't seen it, well, there it is. We've just got the 2 months left. That's October, and we're reeling into the end of it. But we do have the contest coming on. Photos, they need to be horizontal. So even though a lot of you guys are taking photos and videos that are vertical, make sure you turn that real quick before you leave and get a horizontal. You guys have some of the best scenery pictures and the best pictures of some of the customers along with the truck. So the requirements are you need to have the truck in there, and it can be truck and trailer, but no dogs, no pets, no people. What else? I think that's pretty much it. No filters. But we love pictures of the truck at our customers. We love pictures of the truck on any of the scenery that you're driving past. So yeah, feel free to get those in. We have 12 winners, of course, one for every month. And yes, you will be awarded a prize. So more on that to come. But October 31st is the deadline. We don't have much time, right? Is that the deadline? Hang on. Do I have a deadline for that? I can't remember. I want to say it was the 31st, but get them in, then we won't have to worry about it. It's coming to a close real quick. All right, speaking of deadline, it is official. You guys are getting paid out on your bonuses today. Our monthly bonuses usually pay around the third pay period of every month, and those are kicking out today. Yesterday, if you joined us on our Facebook Live, we read off all of those who had perfect scores, both on the safety and as well as the scorecard bonus. So we have two monthly bonuses. The monthly bonuses for the safety, it's off of our Lytx system, and that, if you get a perfect score, the score is 0, right? So if you get a 0, then not only do you get the extra penny per mile on all the miles that you completed for the month, but you also will go on the plaque that goes out on all of our social media, as well as our newsletter and everything. So we love to share that. A little bragging for you. We'll do that on your behalf. But then we also have the scorecard. And scorecard actually has a few criteria. So with the scorecard bonus, you can have, it takes into account your miles, your fuel compliance, your idle time, your claims, on-time delivery, CSA points, and preventable accidents. So it's the 7 criteria, that's it, but those are the 7 criteria for the scorecard. Now, when it comes to an owner-operator lease purchase driver, we don't take into account your fuel compliance or your idle time. We figure that takes care of itself, at least in your area as a business owner. But as a company driver, then the fuel compliance and the idle time do definitely factor in. If you have questions on that and how those weigh, let me know. But a perfect score for a scorecard is 1,000 points. A perfect score for the safety bonus is 0. And when you're asking about safety, okay, so how does the safety thing work? We do have both inward and outward event recorders in the trucks. Now those kick on during critical events. It's not a live feed. It's not like this where we're live, but they are in the trucks. And then it also has a few other safety features where it will recognize if you're following too close, if you're speeding, if it's an erratic lane change. Those are the type of things that would deduct points from you, or actually not deduct points, but add points to you when it comes to the safety side. And again, a 0 is a perfect score. That's what we're going for. And so if you have questions on how to improve, I would definitely suggest reaching out to Lindy, one of our coaches, one of our safety Lytx coaches that can help you improve. She can help identify what you're doing, some of the habits that you're doing that are causing the points to be added. But of course, if you're doing well, if you've got a perfect score, keep that up. We absolutely love it. Very well done by so many people. We paid out, to give you an idea, let me cheat and look real quick. It was about $50,000, just shy of $50,000. Yeah, $49,080 that were paid out in our monthly bonus across. We had 161 company drivers earn it and 43 owner-operators and lease purchase. So we have roughly about 600 trucks and all together, so you can kind of give an idea of percentage. So for this month at least, about $155 was the average for the 161 drivers. That's just for the scorecard alone. The owner operators, they average about $214 a piece for earnings on the scorecard. Now the safety bonus, we had 187 company drivers earn the safety bonus, and 34 of our lease purchase and owner operators earn the safety bonus. which average about $43 for the owner operators and about $71 for the company drivers. So, and like I said, I do want to call a shout out to all of those who had the scorecards 100%. They had a perfect score. David Bodell, Christopher Brooks, Curtis Carson Jr., Curtis Carson Sr., and Teresa Cheek, James Ellis, Christopher Eppins, Antonio Fernandez, Gregory Funderburg, Chad Hazelton, Ivan Cleric, Darren Ladley, Dennis McCubbin, Jamie Miller, Daryl Mobley, Donna Mobley, Jeremy Moritz, Greg Narciso, Tony Nelson, Diana Rosales, Rolando Rosales, and Robert Skiles were all of our company drivers who received a perfect scorecard. That's 1,000 points. 1,000 points, that's an extra 4 cents per mile on all of the miles driven for you. And if you had both the scorecard and the safety perfect scores, then you'll receive an extra penny per mile. Now with with the owner operator's perfect score, we had Jamie Beam, Anthony Clayton, James Gann, Damian Guthrie, Cody Hager, John Hodges, Thomas Hoffman, Tavarius Ike, Coronary Purnell, there we go. Gotta slow down sometime. Tim Olden, Rubens Maurice, Christopher Surlis, Sean Swallows, Joseph Trahan, Hans Wackel, and Eric Wilder. So very well done. Yes, indeed. So I just would like to give a shout out to each of you who earned that. Very well done, you guys. Thank you for all of that. All right. Okay. So I'm not seeing, Katie, if I'm missing anything in the chat, I apologize because I am not seeing it. Let's see if I can fix that here. There we go. Okay. So I'll get with, answer those as they come in. Fall safety. Let's talk about that before diving into the winter. Well, we're diving, it's winter weather. It's supposed to snow here in Montana. I'm looking out my window. You can see the sunshine coming in. There's no sunshine. It is dark. But yeah, as I'm looking out my window and I'm thinking, is it coming today? It's cold. Is it coming? Anyways, be prepared. With the fall weather, it's a combination, depending on where you're at in the U.S., it could be a combination of winter and summer in a day's difference. It was 80 degrees on Saturday, and Sunday it was cold. So just know that it's always changing, especially in the fall, right? So check for updates, keep an eye on the Weather Channel, and plan your routes. As always, give yourself a little bit extra time because you just don't know about what's going on in the area. You try to do your best, but there's always activities, right? Especially in the fall, there's a lot of fall harvest parties. There's pumpkin gathering, pumpkin patch, corn mazes that are going on, especially when Halloween's coming around and people are trying to get involved with a little combination of harvest, a little combination of Halloween and right, things like that, fun stuff. But please be well aware of your surroundings and what can happen. Now, also, you're getting a late sunrise and an early sunset, so the days are getting shorter, but you still have a lot of sun coming in. Once that sun rises, for the most part, and again, depending on the area, make sure you've got your sunglasses handy to keep that shine off. And if it does snow, sunglasses will definitely help to protect your eyes. Make sure they're UV. But be on the lookout for any, like I said, we've got harvest season. So yes, people are having the harvest parties and the gatherings and stuff, but a lot of them are just moving equipment. So if the farmers are out on the road and they're moving a tractor and they don't have all of the signage, which I mean, it isn't uncommon. Please just make sure that you're giving them space and try and stay calm, because I know you're on a mission to deliver, but safety does need to come first. So, and then school obviously is in session, and on next Tuesday, the kids are going to be out trick-or-treating, so people are going to be running all over the place. And of course, practice safe trailer safety, make sure your couplings are secure, and watch for animals. Every region has something that they need to look for. The Northwest has the mountains, right? You've got a lot of mountains in the Northwest. You've got a lot of curves going around those mountains that can cause just unknowns that are coming. Whether it's snow, it's steep slopes. Um, Also, if especially in the fall, some of those areas, Washington being a prime example around the Tri-Cities, or in some of the areas where there's a lot of riverbeds, if you're going through them, not only are you seeing the pines and the snow that's coming off of the pines, but you will also have a layer of leaves that'll fall under there. And you don't know what kind of debris is under the leaves, and the leaves can be slick. So you could be slick from snow and ice. It could be slick just from moisture and leaves, those suckers. I tell you what, it's like a banana, right? Be careful, please. All right, and then misty conditions. They kind of suck in, the fog sinks in. I know around Missoula, it gets really heavy, especially this time of year, and on through pretty much through April, it gets real foggy and sunk in. In the southeast, you're going to see continued tropical storms or possibilities of high winds, rains, low visibility. In the Midwest, what is the Midwest known for? Wind, black ice, snow, yeah, a little bit of all of that. And like I said, you've got the harvest going in full swing now, so be safe around and watching for everybody there. There's not a whole lot of change in the Southwest that I'm aware of, but I don't run that way a whole lot. I'd say wildlife, make sure you're keeping your eyes open for wildlife. And then in the Northeast, yes, we don't run that a whole lot, but every once in a while we can run in that area. And again, the leaves, it's a heavy foliage, and you just, when they're falling, you just don't know what's underneath them, and the wind can take it. But icy bridges, that's another thing up in the Northwest that you'd want to be aware of. So be safe with those as well. All right, so just keep that in mind. Fall safety tips for you guys. I hope you guys stay safe and slow down, make some good choices, right? All right, let's talk about some of the available positions here at Decker and some of the equipment that we have to offer. Our Blue Cross Blue Shields medical insurance, as well as our dental, vision, and our 401k. Our 401k is a 50% match, but all of those benefits start after 60 days. If you have questions about them and you're wondering about coverage, that's a good thing to talk, or a good time to talk to your recruiter. 877-433-2537 is the best way to get a hold of them, and they'll kind of walk through. If you have a specific question that you want to know if it's covered, they can also provide you with our benefits package, so you can review it, you can make the phone call and do a discovery. You can actually log in or go on the website and look up certain prescriptions as well. Speaking of prescriptions, we have seen a fantastic increase in some of our benefits package or benefit offerings in the last year and a half. I mentioned the 50% 401k. That might have been pushing 2 years that we've had that. But again, another huge plus. But we also have more coverage for the prescription. So we have $0 generic, plus we have $0 brand name. And some of the specialty drugs are also $0. That's huge. You guys wouldn't, especially in an industry, well, not an industry, but in an economy that is seeing, just feels like it's bleeding from so many areas. Everything is so expensive. That's what I'm getting at. Everything is so expensive. But when you start to see coverage, like the prescription coverage, or like the dental and the medical coverage that we have to offer, it's very relieving. Especially when you have to get it. It's a prescription that could be saving your life. Odds are saving your life. You need it. There's a reason you were prescribed it, and you want to make sure that it's accessible. And with the $0 generic or the $0 brand name prescription coverage, it is accessible. So shout out to our benefits department and our HR department who worked hard to get that for us. So thank you guys. It was awesome. Love to see that. Now, in addition to our benefits, we also have all kinds of amenities in the trucks: APUs, refrigerators, microwaves, CV. Now, the TVs, we have TVs in the truck. They are smart TVs. They come with Epic satellite television. That's company paid. They're double bunk trucks. There we go. I'm getting ahead of myself there. And they're, like I said, they're extremely well equipped, comfortable trucks. Most of them are the 579 Peterbilts. We have some 740 Volvos for the flatbed division. We have some 780s and 760s for the refrigerated division, and a few Freightliner Cascadia Evolutions for both of them as well. Most of our trucks are the 579 Peterbilts. That's the majority. So odds are, if you come into orientation or if you are on a rotation, that's probably what you'll be getting. But very well maintained. They are automatics. And again, most of the Petes are the 579. So very nice trucks. Yes, you'll probably see some yellow out there. You'll see a lot more red. And that's the majority of the trucks are red if you're asking. I know it's a color thing. A lot of people like to know the color. And I completely understand that. So anyways, when you come in for orientation, you're assigned a truck, and that truck you'll get a walkthrough with the maintenance department and kind of get get to know the truck a little bit. Some of the things that you'll see are the APU, how to run it, how to troubleshoot it, because APUs are fantastic. Are they not? They're fantastic. But there are times that APU just isn't kicking on or isn't working for some reason. And thank goodness our maintenance department will step up. They've put some videos out there. If you check out our YouTube channel, they've put some videos out there on how to troubleshoot it so that you can get it up and running, especially once it starts getting cold, because those nights are chilly. Nobody wants to be cold, right? Well, I don't. Let's just say I don't. All right. In addition, what else do we have for amenities in the truck? They are so well equipped. The Epic View satellite TV, the microwave, the refrigerator, they do have bunk heaters in them, along with the APUs and inverters, of course. So really well equipped. Orientation is when you'll be introduced to your truck and kind of do that walkthrough with maintenance. But the orientation consists of meeting several of the directors. You'll meet with safety department. You'll meet with the fuel department. Janelle will walk through with you about our fuel solutions and explain how to get it and how to access it, and if you have questions about it. The maintenance department I mentioned will do the walkthrough. You'll also meet one-on-one with your driver manager and probably meet your recruiter as well, and so that they can introduce you to your driver manager, and you guys can have a one-on-one and discuss what you're looking for, making sure that what the recruiter had spoke to you about and everything is in alignment with what operations can follow up on. So when you're speaking to the recruiter, they'll be kind of walking through with you what to expect for mileage on a weekly basis, what to expect for your rate of pay per mile, what to expect for the guarantee minimum, and what the qualifications for the guaranteed minimum are. Okay, let's talk about that. We're going to sidetrack just one moment. For the guaranteed minimum is like a safety net for those of you who are you could be waiting on a load could have canceled. Maybe you're getting your truck worked on. It could be a number of things. Maybe it's weather related, because we do have breakdown pay and layover and things like that, of course. But it could be something that's none of that. It could be weather related, and you might have to shut down. And if that's the case, then as long as you've been available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week, no load refusals, no driver service failures, so no late loads. And again, that's not no late loads that's that's weather related. If you're trying to get through the pass and the road is closed, unless there's another route that's going to be safe, then you have to wait till it opens up. Making sure you're available at least 5 days out of the week, no load refusals, no driver service failures, so no late loads. Get your paperwork in on time, which is Tuesday. It's in today. You guys make sure you get that in by midnight tonight. get your, or no CSA points for the week and no preventable accidents for the week. It's those 6 requirements. Easy peasy, right? Yeah, they're pretty basic, but they are there, obviously. They're the safety net. That's what qualifies you for the minimum pay. However, if your miles and your rate of pay per mile exceed that minimum for whatever, because the minimum is going to change based off of the division you're in. So our home weekly flatbed division out of the Midwest has a different minimum than our over the road. Things like that. So that kind of gives you an idea. If you're home weekly, you're looking at a different, in the refrigerated division, you're looking at a different guaranteed minimum than our over the road. Yeah, I had to think about that. So anyways, those are all set in place. It's pretty basic, but you're going to get the better of the two. So if your rate of pay per mile and the miles that you ran exceed that minimum guarantee, you'll get the better. And speaking of getting the better, if you're an experienced driver right now, and you're looking to come aboard to Decker, we currently have a $2,000 sign-on bonus as well. And again, the recruiters can talk to you about that and give you more details on the sign-on bonus. Right now it's $2,000. It pays $500 on first dispatch, $500 at 60, 90, and 180 days. So it breaks it up a little bit. Don't get hit as hard tax-wise. Okay, so back to the orientation. You'll meet all of the different departments. You'll meet with your driver manager and your recruiter and the maintenance department and the fuel department and everything. But you'll start off, before you even get to orientation, you will be approved. You go through your application process, right? You need to get your application in, and the recruiter will go through it, make sure that you qualify, that you don't have any major moving violations in the last 3 years. You have no DOT recordable accidents or incidents in the last 3 years, and that are preventable. But you're at least 21 years of age. You've got driving experience, at least 6 months driving experience. If you don't have 6 months of driving experience, but are a recent graduate, if you live in an area that we hire for refrigerated or our Midwest flatbed, and you graduated from an approved school, then you would qualify for the training. So that would be part of it. Again, just reach out to one of the recruiters. The number's right here, 877-433-2537, and they'd be able to tell you what we have available, what school is approved, and all that good stuff, so you know what you're signing up for, right? Always a good idea. So orientation, the pre-approval process, I should say, getting you set up for orientation. Once you're approved, we've done the employment verifications. We've gotten all the reports back, the MVR, the PSP, all of those pre-screening reports for you, and employment verifications that are DOT required. Then we will get you scheduled for orientation. What day is going to work best for you? If you're a student, odds are you're going to be about a month out, because a lot of times our students are, we don't have a ton of trainers, I should say. So we only take 6 students a week, or 3 students a week. It's a six rotations. It's a 3-week training process, between 2 to 3 weeks. So that's kind of what you're looking at. Hey Dean, how are you? He said Kalamazoo 71 is definitely not 71 here. What is it? Mine says 24. 24 and cloudy. 73% chance. All right, so then once you're approved for orientation, we take care of your transportation to get to orientation. But before you even do that, we schedule you for a physical and your urinalysis, your DOT urinalysis. If you already have a physical, that's good for at least 6 more months, and you've had it for 6 months, then you won't have to retake a physical. We would just need to get your long form so that we have it on record, we can get it signed off, then we're good to go. Dean says, hope 24 stays west. I hear you a little too well. I don't want that, but I get it. And then with the physical, once it's signed off and we're good to go, we'll still schedule your DOT urinalysis ahead of time. You won't have to redo the physical. So the DOT urinalysis, we'll schedule it wherever you're at. We'll find the closest location for you. And then when you arrive in Fort Dodge, either by rental car or flight, and we'll make those arrangements for you, we'll take care of your hotel while you're here. When you arrive in Fort Dodge for orientation on Monday morning, you'll do your hair follicle and you also have a driving test. So you have your hair follicle test and your driving test. You will actually arrive at the hotel on Sunday night and then start orientation on Monday. For an experienced driver, orientation is just 3 days. 3 days pays $500 for completing orientation. For a new driver, someone who's brand new to the industry, just graduated, is going to go through our 2 to 3 weeks worth of training. You will have 1 full week of orientation before going out with a trainer. So we'll get you acclimated that way beforehand. So yeah, that's orientation. You still get paid $500 for completing orientation as a student as well. When you're a student and you're going out on the road with a trainer, you're making $700 a week. And once you're done, depending on the division, you'll be guaranteed the minimum based off of that division. So whether it be refrigerated, flatbed, home time, those are all factors. If you're home every 5 days, in the refrigerated division, and this is only in a specific area, then you're guaranteed a minimum of $700 a week with, of course, your rate of pay. If it exceeds that, you'll get the better of the two. If you're out for 11 days or 3 weeks, your guaranteed minimum in the refrigerated division is at least $1,000 a week. And that's pre-taxed, of course. So that's gross pay. You can definitely net above that depending on, the miles that you ran and your rate of pay. Pay is going to be based off your experience level. So if you have 7 years of experience, you're obviously going to be making more money than per mile than somebody who has just a year or two of experience. If you have over 10 years of experience in the refrigerated division, you're looking at starting over 65 cents a mile. 10 cents of that is per diem, so you're not taxed on 10 cents a mile, which is good. That brings you a little bit more take home each week. And you do get a penny raise every year on your anniversary until you hit that cap. That cap is 70 cents per mile right now. You also get a penny raise. So when you start here at Decker, you'll get a penny raise after 90 days and then annually, as long as you haven't already hit that cap. If you're in the flatbed division and you have over 15 years of experience, you're already at that cap, so you're starting at that 70 cents a mile. Now, that does not have any bearing on your bonuses, which, like I said, this week is bonus week. Today you're getting paid out on your bonuses, so we went through those. But that can get you an extra 5 cents a mile, and that has absolutely no bearing on what your rate of pay per mile is. So it's just going to be an extra 5 cents a mile based off of performance, right? Scorecard, safety, that stuff. So, yeah. Over the road refrigerated, regional refrigerated options, over the road flatbed, regional flatbed options as well. And when it comes to specialty positions, I'm going to double check, but I'm pretty sure we have we have a Nashville dedicated position in the flatbed division. It is home weekly. This is a great opportunity if you live in the Nashville, Arkansas area, or Shreveport, Louisiana, Monroe, Louisiana, Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, or even Houston area. That is the Nashville, Arkansas dedicated position. It's flatbed. This position does require a very minimum of 1 year of flatbed experience, a minimum of 1 year of flatbed experience, and a clean record, of course. You'll be working hard with this one, getting the miles, getting home time, usually coming home on like a Friday night or a Saturday morning, and then back out either Sunday night or a Monday morning. So that's what you can expect with that dedicated. That is, currently I believe that's our only dedicated. I'll double check because we did have a hopper position based out of Fort Dodge, Iowa, and I'll check to see if that one is also available. And then we have a home weekly option in our Midwest flatbed division. It's $14.50 a week is what it guarantees, a minimum of $14.50 a week. You do need to live in a specific area, pretty much Iowa City, Fort Dodge, Iowa, down to Iowa City, over to St. Louis, Missouri, on over to Columbus, Ohio, up north to Toledo, Ohio, back on over through Chicago, up north to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and then back south to Mason City, Iowa, to Fort Dodge, Iowa. Everything in between, everything that encompass is a $14.50 guaranteed minimum pay. And again, that's before taxes and insurance. But if your rate of pay per mile and the miles that you run exceed that, then you'll get the better of the two. In that one, $14.50 is usually the norm. I think the average for that is $14.97, actually, I think, for that division. Yeah. If you guys have any questions, if you're ready to talk to one of the recruiters, you can apply or call them at 877-433-2537, or you can apply online at drivedecker.com. drivedecker.com. All right, you guys, you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, please stay safe. The weather is changing. We've got to be on the lookout for that. So have an awesome rest of your day. Dean, hopefully you can stay in that 71 degrees instead of the 24, but we will see, right? All right, take care, you guys.